Welcome. It's History Ignited time, the podcast where we go into the real stories behind Billy Joel's song We Didn't Start the Fire. I'm Caroline.
We're breaking it down one lyric at a time from 1949 to 1989 and showing how these moments shape the world we live in.
Hi all, I'm Amy.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Andrew. Today's episode is about the tiny metal ball that shocked the world and kicked off the space race. We're talking about Sputnik.
In 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik into space. It was the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth. It didn't carry people, just a radio transmitter, but it sent a clear message. The Soviets were ahead in space technology.
It was about the size of a beach ball with 4 antennas sticking out, and it beeped. That beep could be picked up by radios around the world. For people in the US, that sound was terrifying. It meant the Soviets could launch something into space, and maybe even drop weapons from space.
That beep meant more than a signal. It was like hearing that your rival had crossed the finish line first. Families sat around their radios hearing that sound and feeling nervous. People worried about what might come next.
And by sending a satellite into space, it meant they could also launch a missile or a bomb through space.
Right. People were thinking, could satellites spy on us? Could they lead to weapons in space?
This was during the Cold War, and every little thing felt like a race or a threat. The US had always thought it was the most advanced country, so when the Soviet Union got to space first, it felt like a huge loss.
And it made the Cold War feel even scarier. That's when the space race officially began. It wasn't just about science. It was about power, pride, and proving which country had the better system.
The U.S. responded quickly. In 1958, they created NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, to compete in space exploration. Schools also began focusing more on science, technology, engineering, and math, so kids could grow up to be engineers and astronauts. These are the STEM fields we still emphasize today.
A lot of kids started dreaming about becoming astronauts. Space clubs popped up in schools. People watched the skies and followed every mission. Some parents even bought telescopes and stayed up late, just hoping to catch a glimpse of the next satellite. Space became something families talked about at the dinner table.
After Sputnik, the Soviets launched Sputnik 2 with a dog named Laika. She was the first living creature to orbit Earth. Sadly, she didn't survive the trip.
Telemetry and launch condition. Affirmative. Missile and internal DC. Affirmative. Pressurization complete. Affirmative.
The U.S. launched its first satellite, Explorer 1, in 1958, almost 4 months after Sputnik. Eventually, the U.S. took the lead by landing astronauts on the moon in 1969.
But Sputnik had changed everything. It started a wave of inventions and technology, like satellites for weather and communication. It even affected how kids grew up. There was a pressure to study harder, think bigger, and imagine what space exploration could be.
And even though it was just a small metal ball, it made the whole world look up. Sputnik helped launch new ideas, new dreams, and a new era. Some people were afraid, but others were inspired. That little beep meant the future was already here.
Fun fact, Sputnik is Russian for companion.
I didn't know that.
Anyways, that's why Billy Joel included Sputnik in his song. It wasn't just a satellite. It was a spark that launched decades of space exploration and global competition.
Okay, who's ready for a joke? Why don't astronauts ever get hungry after being blasted into space?
Why?
Because they had a big launch.
Thanks for joining us on History Ignited. Real quick, I'm pretty sure that when this episode is released, it's going to be around Halloween, and so I have a brief, totally brief history of Halloween.
And then you're going to tell us what you're going to be for Halloween.
No. And then basically, it started a very long time ago, like before our parents were born, so very long ago. And there was like this whole festival in England, I'm pretty sure, where they would like worship spirits and stuff, and they would carve out artichokes, not pumpkins. But I'm pretty sure eventually they turned it into like a holiday or like a cultural phenomenon. And I'm pretty sure that's how Halloween started, and I can't do much of a deep dive because we probably are running out of time in the episode, so bye y'all.
Thanks so much, Andrew.
So thank you again for joining us on History Ignited. And check out our other episodes on Khrushchev and the H-bomb for more Cold War history.
And remember, teach kids history.
Prevent repeats.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye
All
y'all.
right, this is going to be our last one.
The rant?
Yes.
Fine.